At least 700 Israelis killed in surprise Hamas attack, Israeli Defense Forces declare state of war alert. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Monday that the Israeli military would attack Hamas with a force like never before, as the militant group threatened to kill civilian hostages if airstrikes target Gaza without warning. Following Hamas' devastating surprise attack in Israeli territory over the weekend, Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant on Monday also ordered a complete siege of Gaza, and said he would halt the supply of electricity, food, water and fuel to the Palestinian enclave. "I have given an order, Gaza will be under complete siege," the minister said. "We are fighting barbarians and will respond accordingly." Israel has been pounding what it describes as strategic Hamas locations in Gaza with airstrikes since the Hamas attack. Hours later, a spokesperson for Hamas' armed wing said it would begin killing civilian hostages and broadcasting the act if Israel targets people in Gaza without warning. "We declare that we will respond to any targeting of our people who are safe in their homes without warning, with the execution of our civilian hostages, and we will broadcast it with audio and video," Abu Obaida said in a statement on the Al-Qassam Brigade's Telegram channel. Hamas launched its unprecedented surprise assault early Saturday, firing thousands of rockets and sending armed fighters into Israel. The attack has killed at least 900 people in Israel and injured thousands, Israel's army radio reported Monday. In response, Israel on Sunday formally declared war on Hamas. Israeli jets continued to bombard Gaza with deadly airstrikes Monday as the violence continued into a third day. The strikes have killed at least 687 people, including dozens of children and women, and left thousands injured, according to the Palestinian Ministry of Health. Attacks on suspected Hamas strongholds in Gaza is just the beginning, Netanyahu warned during a televised speech on Monday. "I said that every place from which Hamas operates will turn into ruins. It is already happening today, it will happen even more in the future," he said. "We are fighting for our home and for our existence," he also said. A CNN team on the ground saw dust billowing over the sky on Monday, as rockets launched from Gaza were intercepted by the Israeli air defense system in Ashdod. Hamas said it fired 120 rockets toward the coastal cities of Ashdod and Ashkelon on Monday in response to Israeli airstrikes. Israel's military has already retaken control of Israeli communities that were stormed by the militant group's gunmen over the weekend, and there is no ongoing fighting between Israeli forces and Hamas militants inside Israel, it said. At least 11 U.S. citizens have been confirmed killed in Israel, U.S. President Joe Biden said Monday. It is also likely that Americans are among those being held hostage, Biden said, adding that his administration is working with Israeli officials on every aspect of the hostage crisis. Airstrikes have been Israel's primary retaliation measure within Gaza itself, with jets repeatedly pounding the heavily populated 140-square-mile coastal strip, turning multiple buildings to rubble, displacing tens of thousands of people and sending waves of injured Palestinians to overwhelmed hospitals. An IDF spokesman said it had been hitting Hamas, destroying around 800 targets and killing hundreds of fighters, wounding thousands, and capturing scores of others. Most of those arriving at hospitals in Gaza have sustained second- and third-degree burns and amputations, a spokesperson for the Palestinian Health Ministry in Gaza told Palestinian news outlet Shihab Agency on Monday. Many have also sustained shrapnel injuries, Ashraf al-Qidra said. Those seeking hospital care are mainly women and children, al-Qidra said, adding that this is a result of Israelis directly targeting residential houses and buildings. Up to 150 hostages in Gaza as Israel aims to obliterate Hamas terrorist capabilities, UN envoy says. Israeli authorities believe up to 150 hostages are being held in Gaza as it lays siege to the enclave in an effort to obliterate Hamas terrorist capabilities, Israel's ambassador to the United Nations said late Monday. Israel's military on Tuesday claimed to have regained control inside the country after it ordered a full siege of Gaza, meaning that no food, gas, or power would be allowed into the densely populated area, Defense Minister Yoav Gallant said. Fears have grown over the hostages that Hamas fighters took as it assailed parts of southern Israel, and the militant group threatened to start executing them if Israel bombs civilian targets in Gaza. The exact number of hostages taken by Hamas fighters is unknown. No Americans have been confirmed to be among the hostages, but U.S. National Security Council spokesman John Kirby said that a number of Americans are unaccounted for and that it's possible that they are among those being held hostage. In a statement Monday, Biden said at least 11 Americans had been killed in the Israel-Hamas war and that it is likely that some Americans are being held hostage. "We are seeing the immense scale and reach of this tragedy," Biden said. "In this moment of heartbreak, the American people stand shoulder to shoulder with Israelis. We remember the pain of being attacked by terrorists at home, and Americans across the country stand united against these evil acts that have once more claimed innocent American lives. It is an outrage." The Biden administration has stated its support for Israel. In his statement, Biden said he reaffirmed to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu that the U.S. would continue to make sure Israel has what it needs to defend itself and its people. In support of Israel, the Biden administration is sending ships from the Navy's USS Gerald Ford carrier strike group to the eastern Mediterranean Sea, and officials plan to keep in place some F-16 and A-10 fighter jets that were previously scheduled to rotate out of the region, a U.S. official told NBC News. The move is intended to signal a message to stand down, an official said. The death toll from the Israel-Hamas war has soared to more than 1,600 people as of Tuesday morning, 3 days after Hamas fighters launched surprise attacks on Israel, according to officials. More than 900 people died in Israel and at least 770 in Gaza, with over 6,000 people injured in Israel and Gaza, officials said. Biden is expected to face competing pressures within and outside of the Democratic Party that will make it more difficult to keep his pledge to provide support for Israel's plans to defend the country.